Hey guys, TrueScopes here, and I'm bringing you a class setup for Modern Warfare 2. You said you wanted it from my COD 4 one, so I just figured I may as well do it. So my first class is just a Barrett 50 cal with FMJ on, and then I've got a Spaz as the secondary. This is more for like a respawn sort of game type. I don't usually use the Spaz when I'm playing Search, but yeah, this is mainly for just respawn. And then my perks are Marathon, Stopping Power, and Ninja. I'm using a throwing knife and stun grenade. Those are usually my sort of perks that I usually keep with. I just like those perks. I like being silent or having extra damage, and then I like Marathon. And I basically have the same on this class, except I have a USP with extended mags, which is my favourite pistol. The USP is actually really good, and the people out there haven't tried the USP, or like any pistols to be honest, like they're actually a lot better than you may think they are. So I'd recommend trying that. But yeah, pretty much everything else is the same, except I've got a Semtex on. So yeah. And then for my third class, I've got an AK, and on this I just use Akimbo Magnums. I'm not really sure why I have that on, but I have the same perks on that class. And then I've got Semtex and stun grenades. And then this class is basically just an intervention with extended mags instead of FMJ. And that's, I don't know, I just like to use extended mags with it sometimes. That's the respawn game type as well. And then I've got throwing knives on that. I've got Akimbo M9s and just my usual perks. And then this is basically a completely mess around class. At the moment I've got the foul shotgun on it just because it's fun to use it sometimes. Just recently me and a few friends were just going around in games doing that, and it was pretty fun, so I had that class up because of that. And then I have my last class, which is the WA2000. I don't really use this much, and I swap this in between the M21 and the WA2000 depending on which sniper I feel like using, if I decide to use the class. And that I have the same perks. I don't use sleight of hand, which probably most of you know. I just don't like using it. There's no real reason for it. It's just back like about 2 months after Modern Warfare 2 came out, I just decided that I didn't like how sleight of hand was. So I started using Marathon as well as sleight of hand, and then a couple of months later I just went completely to Marathon and just stopped using sleight of hand, and I don't really regret it. I enjoy using Marathon more, so yeah. Well, that's been my class setup anyway. I don't really change it too much, so that's why I asked if you wanted to see it, but I hope this helped you in any way, and yeah, thanks for watching.